I'm Dave Chambers, pastor of Manistee Bible Church, and with me today is Pastor Joe Herr. And Pastor Herr, I have kind of a light question for you, definitely a different sort of question. Somebody asked me quite a while ago, if somebody left you 30 pieces of silver in their will, what would you think, and would you take it?
You know, most of the time we wouldn't even think about, something left to us in a will. But when you specifically talk about 30 pieces of silver, it immediately comes to mind Judas, of course. And 30 pieces of silver does have its own connotation. So I think the question would be, where did the money come from? And what was it used for? And while we normally wouldn't ask that in a will situation, maybe it's something some of us should be asking. Where did this wealth come from that I wasn't aware of?
Mm-hmm. I know that after Judas betrayed Jesus, that he took the money back and threw it in the temple. And the priest would not use that money, for they couldn't put it back in the temple. It was basically polluted.
Yes.
And so they went out and they bought a field to use as a cemetery there with that money. And so I guess I can see if there's an evil purpose behind it, or if it was, ill-gotten gains, maybe not taking it. My answer that I said was, sure, 30 pieces of money is a good bit of, 30 pieces of silver is a lot of money. I'd take it and run.
Yeah, I'm not sure the motive behind the question, but I think that as I think about it more and more, I think it is important for us to, when God said that the rich man will have a hard time entering the kingdom, if we look at the riches and don't consider where it's coming from, that's probably not being a good steward to God. Mm-hmm. So, it's on a serious note, but, I'd also like to say that I would have never been Judas in the first place and taken 30 pieces of silver to turn my Lord over. And as much as everyone would say that, I am sure that there's a lot of people in Judas's situation probably would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we know, the Apostle Peter, yes. He betrayed you. He didn't sell Jesus to the priest, but he still denied Jesus when he was put in that situation. So, yeah.
Every disciple except one abandoned Jesus when he was killed on the cross. Only one disciple was man enough to go and watch him be killed on the cross. Mm-hmm. And then they hid. They were even hiding after the resurrection when, the Pentecostal Sunday came. Yeah. Because they still didn't have the boldness to go out and really proclaim the gospel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does make me think that sometimes that question may be coming from almost a bit of superstition. Of it was the same price as what Judas paid, it's the same price as what Judas was paid, or like the number 666 or the number 13, is 666 an evil number? Should we avoid it? Should we take in our hymnals, should we not have hymn number 666? And no, they're not evil things. Yes, those things have been associated with evil things, but it doesn't automatically make that number or that exact amount evil.
Isn't it crazy the lengths that we go through? Most hotels don't have a 13th floor. It's just crazy that we put so much emphasis on a symbol. And so 666 is meaningless, 13 is meaningless. There is no good luck.
Walking under a ladder is not a big deal. Seeing a black cat walk by is no big deal.
Right.
Now, why should a Christian not be superstitious?
It's a great question. Anytime somebody says good luck, a lot of people don't even know where that came from that saying. Turns out there used to be an ancient king whose last name was Luck, and they started saying good luck because of this king. But it's all based on not following God. It's not putting our trust in God. It's putting our trust in something called luck. Well, if you have luck today, you might get this. If you don't have luck, you won't get it. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as luck or no luck. It's all whether we live in Christ or if we don't live in Christ.
So you're saying then we're not superstitious. We don't worry about luck, good luck or bad luck.
That's correct.
Because God's in control of all these things.
That's exactly right.
It's not, a rabbit's foot. There's not circumstances that are in control.
That's right.
But it's God that's in control.
That's right.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for joining us today. And if you have questions, you can submit them on our Facebook page or go to our website, everlastingtruths.com.